they're not so worried. For us, if we're driven by the terror of death, if that's what drives us as people, then yeah, they're just not. Like, they're asking us to evolve. They're asking us to actually be more of ourselves than we have ever been.
Because it's interesting to talk about it, because I think one of the concerns that you might have or that a lot of people might have about the festival is the concept of one, it being spiritual. And I think that here's a lot of the concern people will have is, one, like I said, a thing will be spiritual and not appreciate that life in itself is a spiritual thing. See, when you have groups of people who might have the concern, I don't know if I can be there. What if something happens to me? What if somehow something happens around me that I can't control, and then I'm plagued by that thing for the rest of my life? And not seeing it so much as an awakening, an opportunity to be awakened to this truth, and seeing it more as a threat. And I just wonder how much of that concern is driven by modern media, propaganda, and a lot of fear of the unknown, but also a fear of the truth, and what we ought to be learning about ourselves. Like you're talking about, again, we went back to this thing about the relationship with the stars, and I do believe that we're really meant to reflect. It's a kind of a reflection between ourselves and what's happening in the stars, funnily enough. But I feel like so much of, and what's hampering a lot of spiritual growth amongst human beings is, one, them being taught that life isn't spiritual. You visit a spiritual experience. You live your life and have a spiritual experience here, have a spiritual experience there, but all of life is spiritual. And so to not want to participate in something because you think that it's spiritual, I think, is not allowing yourself to fully explore yourself. That would be the one thing, is spirit is happening all around us every single day. The things that we're discovering, the things that we're inventing, these things are not coming from nowhere. People are manifesting different realities because they're locking into different spiritual truths about themselves and about the universe. And now the world is waking up to the universe's responses to our initiation. We can put out a thing into the universe and the universe can respond. You can put negativity out, like people always say, it can come back. Whatever you put out into it, it's incubated and it's given back to you. That's all of that is spirit. And people talk about the scientific aspects of it, but there's a lot of things that science hasn't yet answered about. Things like to do with life. We can talk about how a baby is born or how a plant grows, but what scientists haven't been able to do is to generate life. It can create a body, it can create a baby, but to give the thing life, where's that life coming from? It's not a scientific thing. This is all of this is spirit. And so I think a lot more people need to be having conversations about that spirit and coming away from the fear of the experience of it and allowing yourself to open yourself up to coming. I think one of the desires you will probably have